Robin.
By the way, we're hoping Anthony calls us from his satellite phone.
You know, I've been thinking about Anthony's vacation.
Yeah.
He really let us know what a fucking guinea piece of garbage he is.
Why?
Because he's a fucking multimillionaire and he's on a fucking cruise with fat people from Wisconsin.
Did you see the setup he's got? He tweeted the pictures
boat.
over the weekend.
He's on a fucking boat like the guineas before him.
He's got a nice suite. He doesn't even have to deal with anybody if he doesn't want to.
Papers.
He had to board at Ellis Island. He really is a fucking
fucking guinea, white trash, uncircumcised, filthy jerk.
He really is.
He could have been someplace that looks like a Corona commercial with his fucking feet up. You know, you go someplace where it's like a private island.
Right. Well,
he's on a fucking cruise where like with his
mom too.
Hot.
You're right.
And he's doing 2 weeks.
Right.
The suite looks good.
Stupid idiot.
Hope they dock in Port-au-Prince. Fucking, he is shit.
What a fucking guinea.
Wow.
That is the fucking most Italian shit I've ever heard.
Has he been out of touch for a while?
Have you talked to him, Danny?
Well, he hasn't tweeted in a while. So
No.
I guess you can't get service wherever he is.
I know this might come as a shock to everybody on the earth, but no, I haven't heard anything from him.
All right, well,
We'd be in a fucking right away, getting fucking fresh.
Yeah.
we're
You better
hoping.
get your head and your ass wired together, or I will take a giant shit on you.
What do you think of that, asshole?
Well, someone get the word out there. We want
the fucking buttons.
We
I don't know
want
what the fuck it is.
We want a satellite fucking phone call from Anthony this week. That would be very, very good. See what he's up to.
Did he text you?
You sure?
Email?
He didn't text you? You're supposed to be best friends with him. That's what everyone thinks.
Well, yeah, I gotta
thinks that.
I gotta mow his lawn and stuff, you know.
Everyone thinks that. All right, what are we doing? Charlie Sheen? So, word went around on Saturday night that Charlie Sheen bombed horribly in Detroit. And the video that's online here and there, it's
Booed off stage.
It's horrible.
Somebody chanted, "Okay, I'm scared straight."
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
Hey, who's the comedian that opened for him? I didn't know.
never heard
Why
of
wouldn't
him.
you get a name? Not that look, the guy might be.
I would have done it.
Simon?
I would have. Any comedian would have. I would have too.
Yeah, he should have got a veteran road comic that could handle a crazy room. That would have helped him for 20 of the minutes. He sat down in a chair and was just doing Q&A and stuff.
Where do you think? There's no. All right. I don't know have you seen the dates? His schedule.
I have not.
It's one that you and I would look at and go, "Wow, my fucking April is batshit. I really have to get my shit together for April."
Yeah.
Like it's 22 dates in the month of
22
April.
dates?
Yeah, but there's only like a day between each one. Some are back to back. Like there's no way he's fucking coming out of Florida.
What a dope.
Well, the tour's in trouble because the ticket brokers bought all the tickets and they can't sell these fucking things.
Oh, you said that Friday. Oh, there they go, talking about Friday again, Victor. You fucking douchebag.
Friday.
Here's the thing, though. Chicago was full. It was sold out. That wasn't all ticket. Like it was a full fucking
All right, then
place.
somebody's lying.
Detroit or Chicago?
Both.
Okay.
There was no empty seats.
Someone's lying.
Can we see his?
Maybe they're
tour schedule
papering the
then?
room. Isn't he Radio City Music Hall for Friday?
Is it this Friday?
I think so.
Oh my God!
Thank God he's not in Columbus.
I think.
And then he comes back and does it again.
Is that what's happening?
Fuck.
He's doing 2 Radio Cities?
Best line my wife ever had. I go, Charlie Sheen at Radio City. That is so sad. She goes, no, the Rockettes are much more sad. They got to tell those stupid stories how we're all really not the same height, but it looks that way. The Rockettes
What do you guys
are much
want?
more sad.
I got audio of his show.
Charlie, yeah.
But I
up his,
also have the news reports. What do you want to hear?
He's doing.
Fucking Opie's the first word of the show. You do it.
Wait, Cleveland, Columbus. He's doing Radio City.
But look at the time between. It's like back,
Oh, yeah.
back to back. to
Fourth
back.
to fourth.
Well,
wait.
He knows this is a quick burn. He's got to get
5,
there.
6, 8,
He ain't
9,
he ain't
10,
pulling that off.
12.
You think he's going to do all these shows?
No.
Yes.
No.
He's going to
No.
start canceling this
I
shit.
say 80%. You know what? Because he's the kind of guy
Wow.
that go, tell Toronto we can't make it, man. We're winning in Tampa, man. We can't get to St. Petersburg. Duh, winning.
There's no way he's going to do all these
Really
shows.
is horrendous.
All the you've been on the road. People offer you fucking coke and shit. I was at a club a month ago, and the guy goes, "Can I get something to drink, smoke, snort?" And I was like, "Did you just fucking say that to me? You don't know me."
Wow, wait, yeah, he's got a lot of fucking.
There's no way. You and I, who do it constantly, you do it more than I do even. That's a fucking full-ass plate.
That's a very busy, especially because you're doing real theaters. There's no bullshit gigs. They're all fucking 5,000 plus seats.
You think he's going to have a bunch of temptations?
Yeah, but also the gigs, if you have a couple bad shows, as a fucking seasoned comic, I can have a bad show or a show. With him, it's like they're only there to see what happens in the freak show aspect of it. So he's up against a fucking rough one, man.
I like how he told the people of Detroit, I already have your money.
Right.
And then 10 minutes later said, look, you guys work hard for a living. He tried to fucking
Oh, did he really?
He tried to chill him out because they just started booing him.
And then one of the reviews said, the biggest bad boy in Hollywood apparently came undone by a group of grown-ups talking at the same time.
Fuck.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been in that position. It's like they're dumb for buying the tickets. What do you think you're going to see? He's not a comic.
Well, let's play a clip.
Oh, by the way, Live Nation, who put this together, that's who also put together me at Foxwoods Friday. I'm going to be at
Jay Mohr,
Foxwoods
Friday.
Dude, they're also the Antisocial Network Tour
Is that so?
Brain Children.
And they did our virus tour.
Yeah, Live Nation is the only show in
You
town.
doing that again?
Someday. Taking a couple...
I would love to do it.
Yeah,
again.
we're gonna.
I
do
love
it
those
again.
shows.
Maybe next
man.
summer we'll fucking
love those gigs.
Put it back together.
Who
Because Jimmy's
on the-
going out with this thing, so let Jimmy go out with this thing, and then after that we do my thing, our thing.
On the virus tour, fucking ate it so bad that maybe they had to be jettisoned. Anyone?
Oh fuck, Dom.
Dom Herrera only did one show, and
He's
Jimmy
like
Schubert
And Jimmy
in
Schubert.
Philly got booed.
Jimmy Schubert, can I tell it?
But it wasn't their fault.
Jimmy. Schubert.
Dom's like a laconic, very like telling stories. Remember that? You
Dom.
know?
Yeah.
Dom certainly shouldn't bomb.
I love Dom.
He shouldn't bomb. He's a veteran. He knows how to do these shows, but he ate it. The best though is Jimmy Schubert.
Jimmy's.
Can I tell the Jimmy Schubert
Yeah,
story?
it wasn't
It
Jimmy's
was
fault.
Philly, his hometown. His hometown. He had his family in the front row as he ate it in front of 15,000 people.
Yeah, they were booing him.
God.
And we've had me and Jimmy drove back to Philly going, what do you think that conversation was all about the next day when they went for breakfast? I thought it did pretty good.
Jimmy had to
How
know.
did he bomb though?
He didn't bomb. They booed
honestly,
him
what makes,
unfairly.
Yeah, what makes it funny is he never really had a chance.
Yeah.
He just didn't have a chance.
It wasn't like his jokes suck. He
Right.
just went up there and they were just being dicks because they didn't know.
Because what happened with the virus tour, if the fans didn't hear the comic on the show before, they were not interested in general, right? Is that fair to say?
A lot of times.
Schubert barely did our show. Dom Herrera maybe did one phoner. I don't know, 2 phoners maybe. So they booed any guy they weren't familiar with as far as the show goes. Here's Charlie Sheen in Detroit.
I figured Detroit was a good place to tell some crack stories.
Somebody will fuck you.
Show of hands. Who here has tried crack? All right, forget that. Who's smoking crack right now?
Liar.
I don't do crack anymore, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying tonight if I said, it's good to do some crack. I think I'm in the right city. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
why are they booing that?
Because he's just sitting up there. He's obviously not focused or has anything planned. Perfect. He doesn't have anything planned. It's kind of like our
Winning.
It's kind of like our old road shows back in the day when we just went up on stage and made shit up. That's what he's doing.
Unlike today, which we have a nice
Well,
fucking.
but
Those people in Detroit deserved what they got. Because, again, they're not going to see a great show. We don't know what's going to happen.
So
What
about
do you
the people in
think's going to
Chicago?
happen?
What about the people? You're saying every city they deserve to have a shitty show?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. No, I'm not.
I-
I'm not disagreeing.
Only because he's not a stage
I
comic.
think anyone with a brain buying a ticket for that show
But what if
is
you're going-
looking for a train wreck that
Yeah.
they're
But what if
sort of
you're-
getting.
What if you're going for the irony? Like, I want to go just to go. This is
That's
fucking-
different then. That's
Yeah,
different. If
that's
you're
what I
just
just
going
said.
because you like Charlie and you want to hear him talk or whatever, that's one thing. But then they boo him. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? He doesn't. If he's just doing what he's doing and you're enjoying it, then have a great time. But don't
think
boo.
I think they thought he was going to go up and do like his Warlock shit, but then when he turned on the fact that they were in Detroit and referring to it as like a shitty town, they went, "What the fuck, you asshole!"
Mm-hmm.
I also think they were annoyed by the material. Like he didn't have any real
He had
planned
nothing
material.
planned. Let's get a news report on. It's from Fox 2 Detroit.
The show's still going on, and people are walking out, and they are saying this show was absolutely awful. A guy just walked past and said, this show sucks. And, you don't have to take my
That's
word for it. Just
newsworthy.
listen to what some of the fans or ex-fans said to me as they were walking out.
The guy who opened for him was absolutely horrible. He got booed off the stage. Charlie Sheen, thinking he was the president of Warlocks, babbling on and on until I wanted to throw up in my seat.
Why'd you go?
I sat around for an hour, didn't get to see nothing, and he comes out, and I could have watched this on TV.
All right, now
Good.
Spend that much money to watch him in person when he does the same thing. Me? Well, I brought it online. I paid $300 to be here.
Everybody walked out. Everybody's booing them. They walked out. There's more people smoking than there is in there.
In the theater.
Everybody wants
I texted my husband and said, grab her coat and we'll meet you at the front door. It was not entertaining, and I like him.
Good.
In the background you hear, horrible.
Those dummies, what were they expecting?
Exactly. All he was doing online is fucking saying Warlock, duh. Like, what did you expect him to do?
Ustream stuff?
No, I've heard parts of it.
You're watching a fucking crackhead.
Yeah.
Have him pull it up.
Yeah, no, we've done it. It's
He's
horrible.
Like you're just watching someone fucking coked out of their
Right.
face. How the fuck did he get a clean drug test?
You would go because it's a freak show,
Sure.
of course, not
Jimmy
because
and
you
I
think
and
something
Billy
great is going to happen.
Are around a lot of addicts.
Yeah.
If you watch 5 seconds of that, you go, well, this person needs to be driven to a fucking meeting.
He reminded me of somebody, even if he was sober, who's been up for 3 days. Like, you know that, like, fucking that weird loopy shit you get when you're not sleeping? He reminded me of somebody in a weird headspace that might not necessarily be high, but was still in a fucking very, very weird headspace.
So, wait.
I offered nothing right there, by the way.
I'm with Jimmy. I think he was more manic. I didn't think he was actually under the influence. You're saying...
Pull up the webcast where he's wearing a Yankee shirt, and he takes a conference call, and he's smoking through his nose, and he's like peeking out behind his shirt. He pulls his shirt down and goes, duh.
But
like
was
he's just trying too
was
hard
he
there.
acting there?
He's coked.
I thought he was acting and trying to be over the top. This is what people are kind of digging, so I'm going to just play it out. You're saying he had to be coked out.
I'm not, you never want to say that.
You know, you can just offer an opinion, though. If it's an opinion, it's fair.
He looked to me like somebody that was...
This guy?
That one. That one.
I thought
play
he was,
that. Can you play audio on that?
I thought he was over the top acting.
Listen to this.
This is freaking, built by trolls. Keep that in mind. Phones were built by trolls. Hold on.
He's going to put somebody in speakerphone now.
Yeah, I saw this.
Look at his face.
But it looks like he's been up for a long time, like Jimmy's saying.
Hold on, let me turn up the volume.
He's trying too hard here.
I think so, too.
But he's alone. It's not like they set up his webcast. He goes, I'm going to set up the camera and really hit
No, but he knows that people expect it. He keeps trying to top himself and be more interesting the next time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you too. What's going on, man?
Okay, first thing,
moving.
I'm getting ready to do the tweet to Meredith.
Okay.
Come on, Jimmy. That's not fucking up all night movement.
I really think that's...
in there? Is it really Meredith?
I forwarded you exactly how she spelled it. If she doesn't know how to spell her own name, then she loses. Oops. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
We love you, Meredith.
It's embarrassing. He's trying to be the quirky, crazy... He thinks he's fucking Peter Finch in Network.
Pagaccio. Where are you, in Italyville?
Italyville.
Are you in Italyville
Someone
still?
switched out his brain with that of a cunty 12-year-old girl.
That's exactly what it is. A cunty 12-year-old girl.
Here's my problem with his whole thing. First of all, no one has a better gig than $1.7 million to do. I mean, that's
a week or
6
whatever it is,
hour
right?
a day job.
You did the sitcom thing.
Yeah, it's the easiest job, and it rains the most amount of money in the world.
And they treat him probably pretty good there on the fucking set. When you're the star of the biggest show on
Whatever
TV.
you need, Charlie. But my problem was when he's doing his interviews and he goes, AA's for losers and trolls. It's got a 5% success rate. Now, everyone in this room and everybody listening to the show knows someone whose life was saved by Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, how do you get a 5% success rate by an organization where the second A stands for Anonymous? They don't put out quarterly fucking spreadsheets and go, here's who came in, and here's who left, and here's who it didn't work on. That really fucking bothered the shit out of me that he attacked AA so vociferously, to quote Clyde Frazier.
I didn't care about it either way. His opinions on AA were absolutely irrelevant to me. Because, again, he's a guy who's in denial. And when a guy's in denial, he's like a little girl.
But how could it be irrelevant to you knowing that someone who is arguing with his family about going to AA, like someone out in the world going like, I don't want to go to AA, and then he listens to this shit and goes, see? I don't have to go.
I think that anybody who would make a decision on going to meetings or anything for their own recovery based on what dumb Charlie Sheen says
are people that would buy tickets to a show.
Possibly.
But that's 3,000 people.
But I figure they have a higher power too, and they'll get there sooner or later. And I'm not just trying to give the right answer. I really believe that. I think there's so much information about recovery, and there's so many people who are sober through different ways that him saying that, he's not coming from a healthy place. No one looks at him and goes, wow, he's doing really great. Let's listen to what he says. And I don't know if he's right about the success rate. I think the success rate is relatively low, which is by no fault of any program. And it's because the odds are you're going to die if you're an addict.
Would you put a number on it? He says 5%.
I had literally many years ago from a person heard say 8%, which, and then I heard somebody say if let's just say certain meetings were held for people who need them and not people who want them to be held in Yankee Stadium. The majority of people who are active die, and it's an unfortunate
But the
fact.
success rate for people that continue to go is close to 100%. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.
Yeah.
If you don't go, it don't work.
I think a lot of people try to get sober and don't. And they said that if you look at when they have cakes and anniversaries, and I'm careful, I don't specifically say any particular group just because they request that you don't. But they say you see that between 5 and 10 years, there's a lot less candles, meaning a lot less people. A lot of people go and get clean and sober for 5 years, however they do it, and then life gets good. But they don't do enough internal work.
Beware of celebration.
And they fucking hit a wall. I'm like, is this it? Is this it? I'm okay.
Really?
You have to be careful.
No, I like that. No, that's the first time I've heard that. So after 5 years, it starts to...
I find that there's a lot of people who will make it for 5, and then between 5 and 10, it's tough because you hit a certain type of wall.
What if you make it to 10?
I would have thought it would have been...
Sure, but I mean, not easier, but I mean...
I think it's your lifestyle at that point. I think it's your lifestyle earlier than that. I'm surprised by that number.
I could be wrong, too. I heard that many years ago.
We're just talking, just us girls.
Yeah.
I would have thought that after you, like, your fucking pink cloud goes away and and then you, like maybe 8 months of actual work, then you go, I would think the number of people bailing would be way lower than 5 years. It would be like a year and a half.
Oh, you're probably right.
Like, I got this.
Yeah.
No, you don't, asshole.
I think, a lot of people, probably try to get sober and do it for the first year or two. What do you think,
You go to more meetings than all of us?
Yes, sir.
Well,
I was just saying between 5 and 10 is when most people go out. I was just saying that was a surprising place.
When would you say in AA or a program, would you guess year or month-wise, most people say, I got this, and go back out?
1 year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
1 year.
Why?
1 year. Because they got the celebration in, and now they figure they got it conquered. But half measures avail us nothing.
After a year, half measures availed us nothing. After a year, people, I think, also think, like, all right, and if they haven't done enough work, they're like, is this it? Whatever, I got this, and there's no growth, and then it just gets boring. Because you're not doing anything new. You just
the idea when you first
speak up,
sober,
stupid.
You're on you know, we didn't get into the rooms because we were on top of the world, you know, and when you get in there, you have nothing going for you. I remember when I was about 30 days sober, a gentleman said to me in Santa Monica, he said to me, we were talking about relationships, and I said, you know why you don't get into relationships? And I said, no, I don't. And he said, because you have absolutely nothing to offer anyone. And that made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense that day. And we have nothing going for us at that moment. So as time goes on, we start to get things in our life. We start filling the voids, and we start looking for those hobbies and other things to do. And next thing you know, you have your job. You're feeling good about yourself. You have a job now. Now you're making money again, and you're doing the right thing, and everything's starting to go in your direction. And then all of a sudden, you're saying to yourself, "Look at this! I got this stuff beat.
I got beat. Yeah,
I'm obviously well." That's what you're saying, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Here's the thing with me with Charlie Sheen saying AA has a 5% success rate. There's no data on AA because the second A stands for anonymous. He broke Chuck Lorre's anonymity.
Did he?
When he gave his thing, and he goes, here's a word you love, Chuck, acceptance. And he opened up, he goes, page 44. I know you know this page, Chuck. He broke like 3 people's anonymity in his stupid fucking interviews, his blathering idiot interviews. He said it has a 5% success rate. Charlie Sheen's father, Martin Sheen, by the grace of God, is sober because of a program called Alcoholics Anonymous. Charlie Sheen is a fucking crackhead because he quit Alcoholics Anonymous. That's 50 fucking % in your own house.
But
how the fuck do you whittle that down to 5?
But like anything else, logic, what do they say? Obsession is a thought over which logic has no power. It's like to be logical.
Voltaire?
I don't know. I've heard that, though, but it's true. Logic doesn't work with that. Logically, sure.
It's 50% in his home.
But nobody. If someone once said,
"Can you just say that's a very good point, Jay?"
No, it is a good point. But
All right, that's all.
Somebody once said, if I eat broccoli and it did to me what alcohol did, I would never eat broccoli again. If it made me throw up, or it made me drunk drive, or it made me fucking hit my spouse.
Maybe get a bunch of pussy for a while.
Yeah, maybe fucking that did help me get laid a little bit.
How you doing, girls?
You know,
Beautiful girls.
it's not rational. It's irrational.
All right, we got another clip from
Yay, clips.
ABC 7 in Detroit. The Charlie Sheen review. You're perfect still.
A lot of people giving the thumbs down, losing even. There's still a crowd out here outside the Fox Theater, and frankly, people say it's not what they expected.
What were they expecting? I got to stop the clip.
Exactly.
I would go because it's like I said, a train wreck. Let's see this idiot. I wouldn't go to look at a polished show.
He's got no show.
10 minutes into the show, and dozens of Charlie Sheen fans were looking for the nearest exit and a refund.
It was nothing like we expected it to be. It was really boring.
He's definitely not winning. He's losing.
The losing reaction to the violent Torpedo of Truth show was far different from earlier in the day when crowds staked out the Townsend Hotel in Birmingham just to get a glimpse of the star and his goddesses.
He mentioned Morlock and Tiger Blood winning. That's about it. His 3 catchphrases.
Laura Davis and her husband drove down from Garden City hoping for a wild and crazy time.
What it turned out to be was just really dull. Nothing but film clips to take up most of the time.
She says his goddesses opened the sold-out show. Sheen even wore a Tigers jersey with Warlock written on the back to get the crowd going. But the momentum died out, and so did the show, says Jeff Davis.
Fall asleep, wake up, see what everybody's yelling about, fall back asleep. Do you want to go? Can we leave? Can we leave?
With so many awful reviews right out the gate, this tour has started off losing, not winning.
Heard it was better in Chicago, in all fairness, but
I heard that too.
But
you know, in his mind, like Jimmy and I know, the set list, it's like there's bullet. Sorry, I got a mouthful of food. Somebody say something about you.
Jay's going to be at Foxwoods
Friday night.
Yeah, you do have a set list. I'm not sure if you're saying that he thought like his was probably
Like
a little
Jimmy and
looser.
mine's-
He didn't have
Jimmy and mine's set list. Like my set list will be like I'll write down the word kayak.
Right.
And it'll be an entire story about me and my son renting a kayak, which will lead into a story about my son being a fucking moron one night and doing stupid shit, and then waking him up the next morning. Like it's a 15.
Right.
It's a word that is 8 minutes long.
Right.
But you know, Charlie Sheen's fucking set list was like goddesses, like they're gonna go out and kiss, and then Tigers jersey. You know, like that, like, I'm not even kidding.
It's
And the
just very vague.
People in the audience.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
No, you don't.
Well, that's why. He said
Or
it that way.
his one word set on the set list was just one word, like it would be winning, but all he would just do is say winning,
Right.
and then it's on to the next one on the set list.
And realize that only took up 3 seconds.
That'd be like doing kayak and just going, all right, folks, kayak.
Yeah.
So winning,
Good.
yeah, we're losing. You're right, cunty 12-year-old girl is exactly what it's
I'm
like.
just amazed. I'm amazed
Yeah.
there's that many people that really thought they were going to see a real show. I'm just amazed by that.
I want people
I
to
can't get past that.
I love that they
Let's
feel
cut through
ripped
all
off.
the bullshit for the 3 guys in this room. Which night at Radio City are you going?
I would go knowing
Let's go.
it's
I'm
going to be a
going.
shitty
Let's
show. I think it's Friday. When is the Radio City Music?
Then he comes back a day later. He fucking sold
All
that
right.
shit out twice. That
Because
fucker.
I might go to Foxwoods this weekend.
I'm at Uncle Spudgy's fucking Chuckle Hut in the woods in Nashua, New Hampshire. What the fuck is happening to me?
So if we do Foxwoods Friday, then we got to do the other show. When are the Radio City Music shows? Friday.
You're
It is
gonna
Friday?
fucking. It's your show. Any
No,
fucking
I don't
time,
have it in front
sweetheart.
of me. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But
Quality fucking time, sweetheart.
fucking you have to be reading these.
No,
right now.
I just figured it out.
Oh, you just figured it out finally? Very good.
Any
No,
guests today?
No, it's us.
Is Cheryl Burke
Maybe
coming
Ronnie
in?
B. But
He ain't making it.
he's not making it. Sunday is the Radio City Music Hall show.
Friday, Sunday.
Let's
No
fucking
Saturday.
go Sunday. You want to go, Jimmy? You back?
I would never waste 3 hours fucking watching that dreck.
Just to see the.
No, I really wouldn't.
Just to see how shitty it is.
Dude, I don't go to see fucking good shows. I'm not going to waste my time watching that. Let's get a big kiss.
Yeah, but then think of all the things you'll have to talk about when you come to the show.
You know what? You're not wrong, but
for the people that bought tickets, go with the feeling that you're going to see a shitty show, and then you'll enjoy yourself way more. Way more.
I'm on my way home in a fucking Embraer from Columbus on Sunday.
You ain't going.
I'll be just grateful that I'm alive after flying a fuck. Because I know that things are going well for me right now, so I know I'm going to be killed in
Not
a
if you
fucking
read Twitter.
Embraer. According to Twitter, I just know I'm going to be killed in an Embraer. I know it.
What's Embraer?
What do you mean?
An Embraer, it's a small plane.
What do you mean you just know that?
Because I'm saying with my luck, I could see the story. Just when things were heating up.
Because Victor's flying it.
Tonight's show, I would almost be worth dying if I knew he was dying a half second before me.
Jesus.
Your last thought is, oh, good.
Yeah. Thank God he's dead. I know I'm right there.
You really think you could... Do you have thoughts that you could die in a plane crash?
I certainly do. I fly enough where it could happen, but I don't fly that, you know.
Well, you fly more than I do, and I fly constantly.
Yeah. I fly good airlines, though. And I'm careful about the planes I go.
Did you know McDonald's? Did you see his special?
I did not know.
I heard for years, like, he's got nuts, he's closing with fucking songs, like he's a fucking whack job. It was fucking
Everyone's talking about it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Because everyone's always worried about dying on a plane, you know? Because no one dies on a plane, you know, or terrorist attack. He goes, you know, my father died, my grandfather died. I come from a long line of death. He goes, you know what'll kill you is your heart.
Yeah, he did.
I think the percentage is 100% that when your heart stops, you die. They go, hey, watch out for that guy. He's got a big heart. Well, tell him to be careful. I put in a Boston accent by accident.
That's all right.
Tell him to fucking be careful.
It works.
Goodness gracious.
Let's eat our sandwiches.
Yeah.
Enough on the Charlie Sheen. So go to the show, realizing you're going to see a shitty show. You'll really enjoy yourself.
All right, I'm doing the best I can at Foxwoods. Hope you don't have to fucking
Not
do
you.
that disclaimer.
Good show at Foxwoods. Great show in Columbus.
I went and saw Colin's show a couple times. It really was fucking brilliant. I loved Colin's show. I'm trying to think of another show I've gone to recently. Like, I'd go to see fucking Ozzy or Motorhead.
What's the hardest you've ever laughed at a comedy club?
It's
for an hour.
Brian Regan.
I'm gonna guess Otto.
When Otto's killing it.
Yeah.
Me and Otto did a fucking gig years ago. It was in fucking Pennsylvania for the Pickle Man. It was a pizzeria. And you're standing up there, and there's the pizza tables to the right and left, and there's a bar behind it. And nobody saw me. I was just they fell off the chair. I physically fell off the bar stool, and nobody. It had just an expression. Nobody was looking at me, so I wasn't play acting. It's the hardest a guy's ever made me laugh in a room.
What was the joke that got you? You remember?
The Pickle Man's girlfriend was fucking walking.
Wait, isn't this up Nebraska? The Pickle Man's girlfriend in Philly last night.
The Pickle Man's girlfriend was walking her like 7 or 8 year old kid up the aisle. And Otto's on stage, and he just looked, and it was so uncalled for. He goes, look at the kid. Isn't he cute? I'd like to grab his ankles and crack his skull in a fucking sink. and I knew he got that from the end of Caligula. And it made me laugh harder than anybody has ever made me laugh in a room. It might have gotten a 1 from. It got an 11 from me and a 0 from the crowd. It was so brutal and uncalled for.
What did the woman do?
What could she do? He said he wanted to kill her son by cracking his. It was such a fucking visceral image.
She should have just turned around and walked out of the place.
Like how you would throw out a blanket?
I'd like to grab that kid's ankles and crack his skull on a fucking sink. and the swing of a child into a sink is such an image. But that's the Caligula.
People think because I called and said, I wrote that, that's mine. Like, people don't realize, like, it's all me and Billy do is fucking quote Otto all day. Like, he's one of my all-time favorites.
Right. He just doesn't want you doing it on TV shows.
Remember that time you called tits breasts? That was mine, too.
When's Otto coming in? Tomorrow?
I think so.
Tomorrow's Otto and George.
David Tell, by the way, made me laugh. Gave me one of those moments.
Yeah, what was it?
I mean, an hour.
I'm trying. Well, Dave has always made me laugh. I'm trying to think of.
Tell the guy for 60 minutes, you cannot, like, you go, this is not good for me. Like, I might have to go to the hospital. You know when you laugh so hard, you got to get out of the room?
Yeah. David's made me laugh like that.
Brian Regan did it to me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Regan's fucking great, man.
He could give you a good solid hour.
Yeah.
I'm selling him the crease.
I'm trying to think of who's made me laugh for an hour. It's a tough question. I mean, all those guys
I have the
have.
weirdest answer. I was at Caroline's. Me and Mike DiNicola went up there, for, like out of nowhere, just to said, like, fuck it, let's go see. Swear to God, 60 minutes. I almost fucking died for Kevin Meany.
Really?
60 minutes of fucking bedlam, like an uncle that fucking tickles you to the point where you get scared. Like,
Yeah.
he's got to stop.
Yeah.
Nothing creepy, but like, like it was so fucking stupid combined with brilliant, combined with I know it's stupid. I'm well aware of the fact I'm closing with "We Are the World," but it was so far from "We Are the World" that it became ironic and hilarious again. It's closing with fucking "We Are the World."
That's why I was raising my hand. I was wondering if the "We Are the World" wrecked it for you.
No, it's fucking 50 times
Because we
funnier
made
now.
fun of the fact that he still does "We Are the World."
It's funnier
but now
than
it has come
ever
around
was,
again.
because it's the fucking It's fucking. You go. I can't believe this happened.
He's a funny motherfucker. He never worked on our show, unfortunately. I would love to have Kevin Meany on.
And when he kept doing his Aunt Mary, like, oh jeez, Kevin fell down and stuff. He was doing his.
I never saw him.
He's doing his characters. You think he was the real person?
You know who else made me laugh? A guy whose name you won't know, but I did Wildwood with when I first started for a week. A guy named Doug White, who went on to just do something in Vegas. He did crowd work, and he would always come out on a fucking little hobby horse, like a fucking like a stick with a fucking horse, and he would put a cowboy hat on, and it was so idiotic. But he would just come out and like hop on stage with this little horsey and just attack people in the audience. He was great, and he made me laugh. He was one of those guys that would make me laugh for the entire show.
Otto's the only guy that's made me laugh on like watching their tape. He's the only guy that I've watched like their tape and had like when I was doing action and called people into my trailer and said, "Watch this," and like there would be an audience of 8. Like there was like 14 showings of the Otto-George reel.
Yeah.
Like, are you Chinese, miss? I hope your next shit is square. Too good to talk to a puppet, huh?
Like, it was fucking bedlam when it, like, Buddy Hackett watching it going, this is the funniest thing. Like, Buddy Hackett weeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, Otto's, oh, fuck, he makes me laugh.
I would say, yeah, him above all. He'll always, even though I've seen his act before, it still makes me laugh. If I see a line again, it doesn't matter. I haven't seen him in a while either.
He's bringing George in tomorrow, too. He's going back to Otto and George.
You know
he's done just the Otto thing lately on
is
our
when
show.
he shits on someone in the audience,
Yeah.
the fucking puppet looks over first. Like, the puppet, like, if I'm looking at Opie, the puppet, like, as he's talking, the puppet will go, and do a double take at Jimmy, and then fucking Otto goes,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I've never seen...
No, we've talked about this at NEW when he came in. George would read the newspaper when we weren't in break.
Me and Bill...
You've seen it, right?
That was sick.
And I've always wanted to ask Otto.
Yeah, big deal.
I always want to ask Otto, and I'll ask him tomorrow. Are you doing that to fucking mind fuck us, or is this what is happening in your brain? We would look over like we're not even paying attention to him, and I go to Ant. I remember like it was yesterday. I go, Ant. And I point to Otto, and there's George is looking at the paper.
Looking down.
Absolutely.
And not Otto, by the way.
I don't think Jimmy was there. Me and Billy were in the room, sitting at the console, and George is looking at the goddamn New York Post. Otto's having a conversation with you. You elbow you. I was there.
Okay.
You elbow Ant like this is the craziest shit in the world.
Yeah.
And it has to be addressed because it's fucking scary. It's a fucking scary moment.
Yes.
And then you actually go, now George, and the fucking puppet goes, yes sir. The puppet looks up in the fucking newspaper, looks at Opie and goes, yes sir. Yes sir.
He lifts his head up and says, yes sir. That was
Wait, you were there too?
I was there for that.
like,
I didn't know you guys were there.
But like, what's funnier than like not how?
Yes sir.
To this
Yes.
day, that's what
All
we
right.
still
like
we
a
still do that with
like
the
a
yes
Staten-
sir.
like a Staten Island.
To this
yes,
day, we
sir.
still
Yes,
use the
sir.
yes sir.
But break it down. Is that Otto giving you a mind fuck?
Or is it the only way he? I don't fucking.
He makes me laugh hard as a guy. Like we met girls together a couple times many years ago.
That's gotta be.
It's one of my favorite moments in 21 years of stand-up. Was me and him fucking fooling around with these two girls in a pool in Delaware years ago. This is early 90s, mid 90s. And fucking me and my girl, I'm fucking cock grinding her. And Otto and his chick are doing nothing. And Otto said, look at these two. They're like Melrose Place and we're like Meet the Press.
I bet you his girl didn't appreciate that
dude,
or get it.
Well, she was fucking disgusted with him because all night she had been talking about her grandfather who had committed suicide.
All right, I heard this one.
Did I tell you this? Her grandfather had committed suicide. And we walk in, it was really a sad story. We walk into the kitchen, it's like late and her family is sleeping upstairs. And there's a photo of her with her grandfather. on the refrigerator, and Otto just goes, "Hey, is this the one who tossed himself out the window?" I really love him. Yes, he jumped out of a window. But he said it was the cavalier way he asked her, "Hey, is this the one who tossed himself out the window?" And then we just laughed naughtily. He's a fun dude, man. I had some of my favorite road moments ever were with Otto.
Yeah,
I love him.
We'll catch up with him tomorrow.
Dude, was this the one? Because it was such a genuine, and I knew he did it to make me laugh, to be a prick. Like I knew he was being a prick to her, and he just threw a shot of pussy out the window to make me laugh, and it worked.
Nice. All right.
Thank you, Roland. You know I paid.
We got
Strange guy, man.
Yeah. What, Roland?
No.
The other guy that when you touch, he fucking giggles like an asshole.
That's not the sign of being molested at all.
You ever hear when we do the news with Roland?
Yeah.
We might have to do that today.
Roland, you know, I hate to be like the third guy into the hockey fight, but is this something you're like, how? I don't understand how you're not in control of an audible sound coming out when someone touches you.
I don't know. It's been this way forever.
And why do you talk like little Nicky?
Oh.
He's a creep.
Get over there.
It's been this way
with a mouthful of fucking bacon.
It's been this way since high school. School.
But what about junior high?
Yeah,
It
junior
didn't
high,
kick in yet?
As a kid, it's been this way.
And where'd you grow up?
Santa Monica.
California?
Yeah.
My homeboy, what's up? West Side.
What's up?
Did you go to St. Monica's?
Yeah.
I like you, bro.
That's right.
You know, I broke my leg jogging with Father Tim. We'd meet at the rectory. Do you know that story? Me and my fucking priest. He's 30. And he was the new priest, and you know, you get introduced to the new guy.
Right.
And he's a 30-year-old surfer.
That's all right. What's his problem?
No, he had a call. He had a girl. You know, he did girlfriend stuff, and he was going to go to college. He used to party, and they used to be. He used to go to like Burning Man and shit. And there used to be a. Where do monks go?
To the monk place.
Yeah, they go to the missionary. Monks? No, I don't know.
Monastery.
Glory hole.
If you need the real answer, I like that monk place. Monastery.
There was a monastery, and they used to go there when they were like coming down to like chill out before they had to see their parents. And then he realized he was going there on the way to the party, and then he was staying there for 4 days, not talking. And he had his calling. So I meet him. Excuse me. And I decided to haze the new guy. Like I'm a complete.
How old are you?
40. I'm a complete jerk.
This is recent.
This is 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, good.
And I just got to St. Monica's, and it was home for me. But this is why I go to him. I say, "Yeah, nice to meet you. Look, I want to ask you a quick question." He goes, "What is it?" I go, "You know, I've always had a problem in the Bible with John 3:16. It says those who love Christ, the Son of God, shall have everlasting life. And the parenthetical of that is that if you don't believe in Jesus as the Son of God, you don't have everlasting life. Like Buddhists and Taoists and Muslims and Jews, like rabbis, pray more than I will ever pray in my life. Like they're all dying in a pit of fire because they don't believe in Jesus as the Son of God. Native Americans had no concept of the Christ. We put crosses in the ground. They thought they were blanket holders. They were like, hey, way to go. Everyone born before 7 AD, because he wasn't born at 0. Everyone born before Christ, or everyone's dying in a pit of fire, except this tiny group of people. That's very country clubbish. It seems exclusionary to me. And he just looked at me and goes, yeah, bro, I don't know. And I knew I was home. Like, I couldn't believe he wasn't going to just go like, this is how it goes, deal with it. He just goes, yeah. And then later through it, like, he did like 3 funerals that day.
Yeah. That's my biggest question right there too. Exactly what you just said. Doesn't make sense.
But they're stories.
Yeah,
but I go, I don't think you're supposed to say that here.
But I love how he didn't bullshit you.
And I knew I was home.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is my spot.
Yeah.
And so Tuesdays and Thursdays we'd run, and Fridays and Mondays we'd go to Krav Maga. Like we'd go fight together. And I was always bummed out that he didn't. We'd surf together, and I was bummed out that he didn't wear his priest collar surfing, because I thought, how cool is that? Like everyone in the water is stoned, and you just see a guy in a priest collar. You don't see the board. You just see a guy like skimming across the water with a determined look on his face. Mass will be full, right?
But people wouldn't take him seriously. They would think, oh, look at the idiot that's making believe he's a priest as he's in the water.
You know what I mean? Could be.
Until they saw him slashing a Jew's tire. Guy's the real deal.
Now, a couple things.
We should call him.
How old is he now? 30, 31?
32.
Okay. Does he ever talk about pussy? No. Be honest.
No.
Or you can't go there.
No, never.
He never just talks like a man?
No, he's not a man. He's a priest. He had a calling. He took a vow.
Yeah, come on.
But the vow,
You're still a
though,
man,
you have to want it. Like, you have to see a little camel toe
wonder
once
if
in a
he's
while.
I'm not going to
Ooh.
ask him, like, hey, do you...
No,
like,
no,
why
I
not?
understand, but has he ever let his guard
What do you
down?
mean, why not?
Hey,
It's the most offensive thing.
do you ever think about sex? That's a very fair question to ask another man.
Yeah,
How big's your cock? I would ask ever all those things. Is it heavy?
No, you seem like you have a relationship with the guy, so has he ever let his guard down? He had to let his guard down.
There isn't a guard to be let down. He's
I don't
truly-
get that.
He's an enlightened... I'm telling.
Hey, he's full of shit.
Have you ever seen him? Have you ever seen?
Look,
have
you
ever
know me.
Have you seen him look at a nice ass on the beach? Nothing.
I say
Blank.
it in my show when we were jogging up the Santa Monica stairs and I broke my leg. And I looked down, I was like, man, my fucking leg is killing me. And I looked down, I had 3 kneecaps. And I go, oh. And I go, Father Tim, I broke my leg. And he goes, whoa, that's not good, bro. And he just keeps jogging up the steps, not looking at chicks. I say it in my show, like, there he goes, just running up the steps, not looking at chicks. And it's like the place to be seen. And I'm telling you.
Is he gay?
No.
Did he help you with your broken leg?
I'm confused.
He's not
That's
sounding
what I
very
said.
priestly.
I said if Monsignor was here, he would have had this straightened out. And you are new.
And you just hit something else? I used to love the Santa Monica stairs. How great is that? It's
I prefer the Santa Monica elevator.
Jim, you don't
Oh,
understand.
sorry. I had to lean in and say that.
I think Dice turned me on to him.
Santa Monica stairs?
I don't know.
You
I don't know
run
if he,
up 'em.
but I don't think he goes all the way up.
There's no way he's doing those fucking stairs.
But by the time he
Dice is
gets,
an animal, though. He's a cardio animal. That fucking cocksucker can literally do 1,000 sit-ups in a workout.
how many stairs is it? I forget, but
It's got to be 50, right?
by the time you get to the top, you cannot feel your fucking thighs. Right, Jay?
Yes. I'm just laughing at Jimmy because it's funny.
I would hate to have fucking that many steps. You have to go back down.
You do more than one too, man. You go up and down. You take a break, when you get back
I've
down.
I've never spoken to him about that stuff at all because
You never saw him let his guard down. You're on a beach.
there's no guard. There's no guard.
Surfing.
I swear to
chicks,
you, there is no guard.
marijuana.
There is no guard to be lowered.
And he's a young
He's
guy.
had a calling. He had a life, and then he had a calling.
You really believe you just get the calling?
How could you not? This whole
I don't know
the
what
only
I.
But
reason
is it a real calling, or is it something? And again, not with him, but in general, is it something you
just
tell
want a tax
yourself?
break?
Yeah.
Is it a real calling, or do you just want a free car?
And do you believe it? Or do you think that this guy's looking around, but he's making damn sure no one sees that he's looking around?
No, he's not looking around.
That's fucked up.
And not only do I believe it, I know it.
He's looking at somebody's crotch.
You think?
You're wrong.
I think.
You can't not look
You're
at
wrong and out of line.
You can't not look at
'Cause he's
pussy
still a
lips bulging and want to just fucking make a
I'm
finger
breaking
noise.
your balls and you're right away you're getting fucking fish.
The greatest. Messed his suit up, hugging him.
Because he's still a man.
Yeah.
He's a man of. He's a man of God.
Yeah. It's possible. I mean,
Well, you're telling. If I call him right now, you're going to ask him this stuff.
I would love to ask him. Why? It's a very fair question because
Ask him in private.
You know,
oh, we don't know who he is. Like, I don't know him.
Jay,
He's my priest.
if you give me permission, I certainly would. I would.
private.
I would do it. No, on the air. I'd be careful about it.
I wouldn't.
To
I
maybe
would
get an
never-
answer. But to maybe get an answer about it, because I don't believe that.
How do
You
you?
think a priest who we've already established what church he's at? He works for the fucking
Oh.
Vatican. Let's not forget. He's like,
Right.
It's
But I
the
wouldn't-
fucking rank and file organization. Look, Roland's like, he's uncomfortable.
I would have. I would
saying
do
a
it with respect.
Yeah.
Because I'm confused.
What about sexual urges?
I'm confused.
The most
by it.
confusing part of the
I would-
priesthood for any guy is the sexual urges.
I would-
How do you?
This
what
is what I
happens?
would do, Jay. I go.
That's
Look,
what makes being
Hold
a
on,
priest
hold on.
a special thing.
Jay, I would do it this way. I go. You're on a beach with Jay Mohr. You guys are surfing. There's beautiful girls around.
I'm sure.
Explain why you're not looking. That's all.
I'm sure he's looking and saying, "Wow, there's a really beautiful girls over there."
You don't think he gets turned on?
You have to. I mean, he's a human
Come
being.
on.
Yeah, right. What do you do with the sexual urges?
Then when you get that, then
how
what does
far
he
do you
do?
go with them? Do you wonder what her clit looks like? Do you want to? That's what I would ask.
I mean, I would try to keep it.
I would be
between the
respectful.
lines,
I'd
but-
go. Do you want to eat her ass till the cows come home? All due respect.
You know that's where we would go to.
Of course.
Jay would give us a little.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Larry in Massachusetts.
Larry,
who's an animal?
You're gonna find your.
Your mother's an animal. This
Gonna
guy just-
find your Monsignor dead in the hallway, Larry.
This guy just called me an animal.
Yeah, he can't believe it.
Is Larry a good baby name?
That was one of the worst ever.
Yeah,
That's
it
bad
is.
too, right?
Victor, Larry, Gary is also atrocious.
Hideous.
Like, picture a baby. You had a picture of him in the little onesie with anchors on it. And why? I don't know why there was a nautical theme to little boy
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Anchors and tugboats.
They're masculine.
This is my son Gary.
And then you got to change Victor's diaper.
You know my son Larry. Oh, look at little Larry.
Larry.
Hello, boys.
All right.
The priest that Jay's talking about, I don't know the gentleman, but making
So
a
based on that,
yeah, exactly.
making a decision of faith is an irrational decision.
Right.
For you.
You're making a decision.
No, wait. It's irrational for you.
No.
No, he's not criticizing him. I think he's speaking in general.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand it, by the way, Jay.
But if you don't make a decision of faith, you're called. We are a called people.
All right,
Larry.
without talking to the guy, I'm not going to understand this, is what it comes down to. Can we talk?
I
call him?
apologize. Oh, no. Not after.
What did Larry just say?
I thought you meant Larry. Go ahead, Larry.
What if we turn Jimmy's mic off?
I wouldn't do that.
No, Jimmy would be cool.
A person who makes a decision of faith, whether they're called or not, is immaterial. It's an irrational decision. Now, and I'm not saying it's a bad decision, but the person that made the decision, in hindsight, to them it's the most rational decision they ever made in their lives. To them, it gives them total focus, total dedication, and they're comfortable in their skin, and they're comfortable with their decision. That's why when Jay says there's no mask to let down, he's absolutely right. There is no mask to let down.
I've always thought that a
But
lot.
how is that irrational? If they have total focus and total control, how is that? That would make it a rational decision.
I understand that, but if you make a leap of faith, faith is belief in things unseen.
It is irrational by nature, I think. Yeah.
When the Savior said to the apostle, "You have seen and yet not believed," how much more blessed are those who have not seen and have yet believed?
He didn't actually say that. He emailed that to Paul when the whole Corinthians thing was happening. Boo. I just wanted to say Corinthians.
Go ahead.
But that's the point I'm making. Ultimately, looking at it at face value is an irrational decision because you make a decision to totally turn your back on everything you've been and become something that you have no idea really ultimately what you're getting into.
That's marriage.
And in hindsight, you look back at the most rational decision like, oh, and then now I'm not trying to criticize Opie, but he keeps saying about the mask and how he used to do. He has completely turned his back on everything that he was and become a new creature in Christ.
I think that
I'm just trying to understand.
So Larry's
sir.
pro-priest.
Yeah, he is, obviously.
All right, let me.
I was confused by the irrational decision.
Let me go back to Jay. Did this guy ever get laid before?
Yeah. Like, did
Before
Mother
he became
Teresa
a
ever
priest?
fuck? I always wondered that. Did somebody fuck Mother Teresa in the throat? Did one? What? She's just a lady. When she was a young chick, did one guy lay her back on the bed and fucking hang her head over it? Give her a good fucking throat yogurt.
So now
You guys just fucking trolling for another suspension.
Why?
No,
You're
no,
allowed to say that.
This is actually all right.
She's dead.
I know now. I know the rules now. Finally.
Oh, all right. I don't know.
I would say that fucking anywhere.
I mean, I guess we could clean it up. But if the guy was having sex before he became a priest, that seems like.
I'd say that.
Well, I'm asking if he did.
I don't know.
Okay, but if let's say he did, how do you now move on from that? I don't
Larry?
understand. Larry?
Yeah, I don't know. I live with a woman who made a decision of faith. I live with a fundamentalist, born-again believer. And I understand how that decision is made. I understand it. That doesn't mean... And it's not for me to make. I don't... My wife for her beliefs.
Right.
But she is a true...
And it works for her.
I understand that, and my cousin Ronnie, the pastor, I was sitting next to him in the balcony of the church and not paying attention to the evangelist when the Holy Spirit touched him and he went down and made a confession of faith and became a pastor. He did that when he was 5.
I find that a lot of them, dude, a lot of them are running away.
Understand?
Larry, I think a lot of them are running away from something, not consciously. But the reason that there's a lot of pedophiles in the church is not because the church is intrinsically evil. It's because people go there thinking it's going to save them from themselves.
I feel there's just as many pedophiles, and I'm going to stick up for Catholicism here. I think there's just as many pedophiles in temples and Judaism. The Catholics have got, believe me, they've earned it. Don't get me wrong. But it's getting the press. But if you're going to tell me that rabbis aren't doing the same thing, and all these fundamental Baptist preachers, you're born again evangelical, like the Ted Haggards of the world.
Right.
It's just that the Catholics, there's a deep rooted prejudice towards Catholics. The Ku Klux Klan recruited women on the strict basis that you can come in here and hate Catholics because their memberships were so down because people weren't really into hating on blacks so much anymore. So the way the Ku Klux Klan got membership back up around 1 million people was, hey, the Catholics take their orders from Rome, which means they're not real Americans. That's how it swelled. You know how many Catholics died in World War II? Around 6 million.
No, but I'm not coming from that place. The Klan does what they do. I'm saying the difference between Catholicism and a lot of them is the lack of sex you're allowed to have. Like
Right.
rabbis, I think it attracts less deviants.
That's what makes it
because
more
you can
special.
have sex. So I think deviants are less likely to become rabbis to escape their demons because you can have sex as a rabbi. I think someone whose sexual leanings are dangerous wants to go someplace where they will feel saved and
they
safe.
never have to address it.
They never have to address it.
Right.
That's why I think you have a higher level in Catholicism. It's not that Catholics are worse people.
Or they just know how to keep it under wraps.
Jimmy's
better.
wrong about that.
Okay.
I really think Jimmy's wrong about that, and it's because there are so many homosexuals in the Catholic Church that there are seminaries that are run by homosexuals. They're called pink palaces. And I know that from a person who was attacked by a priest as an adult going to seminary, and he is so angry at God about what happened to him in the seminary that he can't abide any Christian stricture of any kind. But the Catholic Church is not a pedophile establishment; it's a homosexual establishment.
Well, maybe there are a lot of
Jesus Christ.
But
all right, we straighten that out then.
All right, whatever it is. You know what? Homosexuality, a lot of them I think are running from. I don't think it's a gay establishment, but a lot of them I think that become priests are running away from that. Because I know guys that I knew on sober retreats who were priests who came out of the closet.
Let's not let that take away from the few that truly are touched by the Spirit and devote their lives to God.
I'm sure there's actually a lot more than a few are very, Catholic charities. Catholics are fucking a good organization.
Catholics started hospitals.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not good people.
No, I said that aggressively. I didn't mean
The hierarchy of the Catholicism, though, has brought it on themselves by shipping these guys from point A to point B. Yeah. They have brought this wrath on themselves by being pigs and hiding it. And by fucking not addressing it. And that Pope right now, you're going to tell me the Pope is fucking a heterosexual male? Does anybody look at that Pope and listen to him talk and see him in his red shoes and think he's a straight guy? Of course not!
Yeah, let's call my priest. What?
Come on, you can look at a guy and see that.
We would be cool with your priest.
I wouldn't be mean to your priest. I wouldn't be disrespectful.
You're too, all right.
I'm more respectful than you think.
I mean, he's got you going back, right? Was he the one that got you going back to church?
No, I walked into St. Monica's and I was overcome. I walked into St. Monica's church on a lark. I was in the neighborhood. I walked in. Overcome. I was overcome. And then I went back, and I went back again. And then I found out after the fact that's where my wife was baptized. And I was like, well, that's incredibly awesome. Like, my wife as a baby was baptized here by Monsignor, the same guy that I just watched a mass. And every time I go, it's like they read my file. And exactly, when I was a kid, church was incredibly boring. Yeah. And I was given a pencil to draw during church because it's like a complete snore. At St. Monica's, every time, every homily, it's like they read my file. And whatever I'm going through, for some reason, they just pull some shit out of thin air. He might as well be going, Jay, let me explain to you what needs to be done here. I've never experienced that in my life. I mean, I'm talking every time I go.
Do you have a problem with the organized religion though, in general?
No, I love. Now I got tired of telling people no, but I'm spiritual, and I just put all my chips.
What's that?
Into Catholicism because I love the structure, and it was every part of my life, from my old self to my new self had good structure to it. And kindness and warmth, and the only thing where I was wayward was I believed in a higher power and the great electron in the sky, as Carlin said, that doesn't judge, doesn't hate. Whoa. And I just never had a place with this is how it goes, and it's a great. You sit next to homeless people. There's a gay and lesbian Stations of the Cross. Man, it's a very progressive church. Like Schwarzenegger's there, Joe Torre's there, Conan O'Brien is there, and there's homeless people and gay people.
And they
there.
accept the gays.
The sign above the door says all are welcome. And Monsignor Torgerson
right?
was almost fired because of the amount of gays and homeless people.
Oh, well, that I like.
And he said all are welcome.
How do you get past that? Because that's not really accepted in a lot of places.
Wow. All are welcome.
All right.
He just stood there and kept saying, "All are welcome."
They probably made him put almost in front of that. Almost all are welcome. A good percentage of you are welcome. 5% can go out and fuck their mothers.
Let's talk to the young priest next.
No.
You don't trust us? We're friends. We're friends.
I would ask very respectful questions.
I would too.
Like what?
'Cause maybe-
you ever eat an ass?
No, I would never do it.
Like, what's the matter with you?
I would never do that. I've never done that in an interview. I would say, what do you do with sexual urges because they have to happen? And was
Right there, I gotta cut you off. Right there, this guy.
That's
is gonna be
disrespectful?
He's a fucking priest. He's
So
got some
what?
very-
Yeah, but I don't.
How can that guy hear people's sexual confessions and hear without being?
No. I'm not saying don't ask him that if you and him are in that room over there. I'm just maybe not ask him over the
Over the
airwaves
air,
in front of
okay.
a million fucking people where
I think
he's
that's a fair
representing an incredible. He's representing Catholicism.
I think that's a great place because everybody wants to know that.
It's not disrespectful.
And it's a great place for him to go, you know what? Here's the misconception people have. And here, as a man, is what I do. And here's how I humanize myself to people who are listening. So a priest is not this weird oracle who you can't connect to, but a priest is a guy that made a decision.
But there's so
I
many.
love this juice.
There's
Good, right?
so many people above him that with one wrong move.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you talk about not censorship, but you talk about like
Job security. You're talking
towing the
about.
company line.
Okay.
Like, hey, Father Tom, we heard you on this show talking about your sexual urges. Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, all right.
And then he's at a fucking ice station in Alaska preaching to Inuits.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's where, fuck.
Go on.
I can't remember the
Rip gun
line.
jammed.
No, it was just in Alaska. My lawyer's so good. You're going to be working in Alaska. I just can't remember what he said they were going to be doing. Pacino and Scarface. Oh, my lawyer's so good. So good.
I like Pacino in Insomnia.
I did too.
That's a great movie.
I'm not who you think I am. I think you're a piece of shit. God, like you on my job. You think the best line, you think you're different because I'm not going to try to do the impression, because you painted her nails. Come on.
Pacino said it?
Pacino says it to Robin Williams because they all want to be like the special serial killer.
Yeah.
You think you're special because you painted her nails? Come on.
That's great.
He goes, you're about as interesting to me as a pipe is to a fucking plumber. And then he falls asleep in his lap.
And he sneezed and his little wig came forward. An adorable wig. Pacino's hair is not a wig?
Nope.
Jimmy.
Swear to God, on my son's eyes.
I believe that you're telling. I don't think you're lying.
I swear to God. No, what? I swear to
No,
God.
that's
Billy,
fake hair. Shut up.
Pacino's?
People think mine's fake.
No,
No,
they don't.
No, we don't.
Really? I fucking quit Twitter. Because you're
Pacino
tired of hearing about how fat I was and how bald I was.
is fucking.
Wait, can
Look how fat I am, Ope.
You're not fat.
I'm a big fat blob of shit, apparently.
You're not a big fat blob of shit.
Jay.
You put a few on, but you're not a big fat blob.
I did put a few on.
I want to
It's called
share.
being happily married.
You put on a few pounds, Jake? Nah, knock them right off.
I want
to share.
It's ginger ale.
I
What?
want to share with Jimmy because it was a great moment. And after Friday's show, I almost got
again with the lists.
No, Les, you started the list.
I started the list. Eddie Trunk started that shit.
I almost had you tapping that guy on the shoulder Friday on the way out, thinking it was Al Pacino.
Oh my God!
Be honest.
Some fucking strange guy. Right when we were leaving, right after I almost shit my pants.
I wish I
He
fucking
goes,
filmed this, by the way.
Opie goes, it's Pacino. And I look, and I only see behind the guy, and from behind it was Al. There's no. It's maybe 4 inches of height, which I
Right.
should have taken into account immediately. And I swear to God, like I went to say Al, and I went, he's fucking 5'9". It was the closest
I almost had you.
It was incredible.
I almost fucking had
I
you.
said hi, Al, to a guy in front of Plataforma who I thought was Pacino.
And it wasn't?
No, I said, hey, Al, because I really thought it was Pacino. It was not him.
Oh, hello. I used to have him in my phone. We should have called him this
Let's
morning.
call Al.
How did you get rid of it?
Why do you get rid of
How do you
Al
lose
Pacino's
Pacino's number?
What's wrong with
Because
you?
you get a message like, hey, it's Michael from Al's office. He wanted to know if you wanted to come by today. And you're like, what the fuck, really? Like fucking Michael from Al's office has to, like, just fucking call me.
He's Pacino. He should have somebody call you.
But the whole point is...
Yeah, Jay, we can't
disagree.
relate to that.
He's Al Pacino.
We can't relate to
I know,
not
but
taking the call.
part of our friendship was that I was but I was one of the people that it was just two guys hanging out.
Sure.
And like, could I call you? I'm going to call you later today, and we'll talk about it. And he would call me. I just sound like Quinn, and we'll talk about it. Let me call you later today since I'm Al Pacino and I'm a big shot. And then all of a sudden, that's why Pesci didn't do 2 Scorsese movies, because people from Scorsese's office started to call Pesci, and he fucking freaked out.
Wow.
He doesn't work, Joe. Isn't it strange? Just supposed to play golf every day.
It's probably because he also looks a little weird, too. Could you play a 25-year-old? And you can see the fucking...
And he says yes.
Yeah.
And he can. Because of his work.
His work's amazing.
No, because of his work.
Oh, wow.
On his face. He actually could play. Did I tell you, me and my wife saw him at a gas station, and we were having a conversation. Did Joey fuck Vicky in Raging Bull? We're talking about that in my truck. And I go, I think he did, because he goes, I'm your brother. You asked me once. I always fucking give you the answer the first time. You don't have to ask me twice. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And then he says, did you fuck my wife? He doesn't answer. He says in the beginning of the movie, I always give you the answer the first time. You don't have to fucking ask me twice. He never gives him an answer.
He didn't, but I also think that he was so appalled at that question. He put up with so much of Jake's shit, and he was so close to Jake, and he got into a fight because he didn't want Vicky fucking Salvi.
But I think he got into the fight because he was also fucking her, and only someone that was fucking someone else would say, the guy don't even want to fuck me anymore. You wouldn't say that to somebody that hasn't known you carnally, in my opinion.
No, I think that every indicator to me was that Pesci was appalled by that, and was annoyed that that she was fucking making a fool out of Jake, and B, he knew that Jake would kill Salvi and get himself killed.
What do you think? You're right? You're not right. You're wrong.
That's why Jake made up with him at the end. He knew he was wrong. It wasn't Jake in the book though. It's Pete.
Oh, you asked Joe.
Joe doesn't know.
Joe. We were at the gas station, and fucking Joe pulls up and goes, "You motherfucker!" And I look out, it's fucking Pesci at the pump next to me yelling at me. And I go, I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was too bizarre for words. And I go, Joe, I get out of my truck. He goes, what are you doing? And I go, we were just having this conversation. Do you think Joey in Raging Bull fucked Vicky? And he goes, I think he fucked her because I fucked her. I mean, I knew her like fucking 2 hours and I fucked her. So I think he fucked her. I mean, everybody fucked. We all fucked it. Nobody gave a fuck. He fucking laid out in 2 seconds. Oh, fuck. You fucking prick. You got me doing regular unleaded and a fucking S500 Mercedes, you fucking... I'm a fucking John Barrymore.
I had to save it. That was funny.
I go poop.
All right, we'll break too. Stay there.
What?
Gregorio!
Antonio!
Amy.